Imagine sitting in the pitch black on a military helo, feeling nothing but a sudden overwhelming rush of fear and adrenaline as the reality of battle crashes in. This isn't a Hollywood script. It's a real veteran story from the front lines of Afghanistan.
Bravo are dropped right into the center of Marja. Their mission is to take the most densely populated area, home to Taliban commanders, an opium bazaar, and thousands of IEDs. They land at 4 a.m. on a night of pitch black darkness.
Keep going that way. Keep going that way.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Dr. Sharma here, physician, board-certified psychiatrist, and Air Force veteran. Please hit that like and subscribe button, especially if you're interested in veterans' mental health. Today, we're going to be discussing a veteran's story about an event that happened during his deployment. I wanted to cover this because I feel like it's important to highlight what veterans go through and really put a human feel to it. I think sometimes we can approach a lot of things from an intellectual way, like labeling things as conditions and symptoms, which is important, but I also think it's important to talk about stories. This includes stories about struggles, but also about how veterans are badasses and have done some pretty incredible things while in. By the way, the clip in the intro is not of the veteran, it's from a documentary called Dispatches. So today we embark on this series, Veterans of America. Just like other series out there like Humans of New York, it's time to humanize veterans and bring their stories forward. And this will be our first story that we're diving into. Now for this one, it's a wild ride, and I did want to warn you, some of it is graphic in terms of the events that happened, so if you do have PTSD, there could be some triggers here. Most importantly, I wanted to thank this veteran for writing all of this down for me. We are keeping it anonymous as requested. Now, I'll be narrating the story as if I'm the veteran, so I'll do it in first person, but this is obviously him talking, not me. Enjoy. Operation Enduring Freedom, Afghanistan, Helmand Province, United States Marine Corps. This was our first helo raid after ripping out with the previous unit. I was just a Lance Corporal, and all we knew was that we were spinning up for a raid on a high-value target. For some reason, they wanted Marine Corps infantry for the job. We went through all the pre-briefs, QRF procedures, everything. As we geared up, my mind was racing. Oddly enough, I wasn't nervous. I just focused on making sure everything was squared away. My plate carrier was positioned exactly how I liked it, my belt was secure, everything was in place. My weapon was clean and ready, ammunition was loaded, mags were where they needed to be. For some reason, that brought me a sense of calm. Then we hit the tarmac and ran onto the bird, and everything changed. Sitting in the pitch black, it all hit me at once. I wasn't nervous, I was scared. All the training, the choice to join the infantry, everything suddenly became real. The raid was about 2 hours away, so I had to sit there with those feelings for a while. When we landed, we were still a few clicks away from the objective. We patrolled in and then split off. I was in the support by fire position, working as the mortar forward observer. Second squad, which was really a squad plus, moved into an L-shaped ambush. I don't know exactly what happened with them, but from our position, it went from silence to chaos in an instant.
Smith, watch your flank, too. Who's right there? Get over here! Shoot his ass!
We had pre-designated targets. I called in HE and fire for effect. Hands down, one of the most badass things I've ever done. We had 240s laying down walls of fire, 60s hitting everything an infantry squad brings to the fight. It was all in play. We weren't successful though. Command called us off once the engagement kicked off. The firefight itself lasted maybe 5 minutes, but it felt like an eternity. Then, over the radio, I heard something that stuck with me. A 9 line came in. Only the first 4 lines and it was rushed. That meant one thing, a hasty Casevac. Someone in second was down.
Clear the net for 9-line medevac request. ICO-1 to Centurion Talk, 9-line medevac request, how copy?
1 Charlie 01, this is Centurion Talk, send the 9 line over.
I was also on the FO frequency and I heard dust off spinning up. That confirmed it. Someone had been hit.
Roger, this is 3-1. It's Doc Morrison, right leg, arterial bleed, heavy red blood. Where's that coming from? What do you see? What do you see?
The fight died down almost immediately after. We kept doing our jobs, calling ranges, marking targets, but then we bounded out, got picked up, and flew back. 5 minutes, that was it. The flight back was surreal. Adrenaline was through the roof. I was excited, scared, proud, but mostly I was just waiting to find out what happened. When we landed, I saw the shock trauma platoon rushing back into their hut with a stretcher. Then we found second squad. Every guy had a different reaction. Some were dead silent. Others were furious, throwing their flak and Kevlar, cussing. One guy just kept saying the F word over and over again. That's when we learned the truth. DJ, I'll use that name for anonymity, had taken a round to the neck. They rushed him into the STP, but there was no point. He was already gone. That moment hit hard. But what really stayed with me was what came next. Watching Second pack up DJ's gear, his spot in the hooch, their squad leader taking charge, making sure the rest of them didn't have to deal with it. That was leadership. This was just the first 2 weeks of our deployment, a reality check for everyone. But the thing that hit me the hardest came much later, when we got home. We had a formal ceremony for everyone we lost. DJ was just one. We lost 6 people in the battalion. In our service chucks, we stood there as the ceremony started, formalities, speeches. Then our sergeant major snapped to attention and began roll call. He called 2 names from the audience. Present. Then he called DJ's name. Silence. He called the other 5 names. Silence. Then the gun salute. And then the scream. One mother. I don't know whose. It wasn't just a scream, it was something else. A wail. A desperate, helpless plea. One mother started, and then the others followed. That sound is burned into my brain, seared into my memory forever. I've never told that part of the story before. The firefight was intense. Losing DJ was brutal, but hearing those families, those cries, that was something else entirely. Thank you again to this veteran for sharing his story. I really don't have anything to add to that except thank you for your service and your sacrifice. That's it for today's video. I hope this was interesting and thought-provoking and a good start to our series, Veterans of America, The Untold Stories. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps, and it tells me that I'm doing something right. Also, please drop a comment below about your thoughts on this episode and if you think we should continue this series. As always, thanks for watching. Dr. Sharma signing off. See you next time.